Hello, in today's lesson, we are going to learn about writing letters. This is especially important for people who are taking the general IELTS test. So, let's get started. What do I mean by formal and informal? Informal refers to something you would write to your friends, parents, classmates, or coworkers. It's not formal, it's for people you know well. On the other hand, formal English is used with strangers, your boss, or in the workplace. It's the type of English you really have to think about carefully. Informal English is more relaxed, while formal English is more serious. So sometimes you will have to write a letter formally, maybe to your boss or your company. Other times, you might be on holiday and want to write a letter to your friend. In that case, you will use informal English. So, what is the difference? Let's see. Informal English uses contractions. What are contractions? Words like didn't, wouldn't, couldn't, haven't, and hasn't. If you see a verb with an apostrophe followed by a T, that is a contraction. It's very important to know this because in formal writing, you don't use contractions. For example, didn't would be written as did not. Couldn't becomes could not. Haven't turns into have not. Can't is written as cannot. Another major difference between formal and informal writing is the use of idioms and certain expressions. If I'm writing to my friend, I might say, "Oh, I have been very under the weather lately," meaning I have been very sick. However, if I'm writing to my boss, I will not use idioms. In formal writing, idioms are not appropriate. If you are writing a formal letter, avoid using idioms. They are not suitable for formal contexts. Phrasal verbs. This is another thing we often find in informal writing. What is a phrasal verb? It's a verb combined with a preposition. For example, find out. Find is the verb, and out is the preposition. Another example, go up. Go is the verb, and up is the preposition. The preposition adds a different meaning to the verb. In informal writing, we commonly use phrasal verbs. However, in formal writing, what do we use? We don't use phrasal verbs. Instead, we typically use longer words that mean the same thing. For example, find out becomes discover. Discover is more formal. Another example, go up, as in prices have gone up, becomes prices have increased. The word increased is much more formal. Next, imperatives. Imperatives are sentences that start with a verb. For example, don't talk to me that way. Help your mother more. Or do your homework. Parents love to use imperatives, and so do teachers. Now, if you are writing to your friends, you can use imperatives. For example, send it soon. Maybe your friend has to mail you a package, so you write, send it soon. I want it, send it soon. In formal writing, however, we do not use imperatives. They are too strong. Instead, we prefer to use more polite sentences, such as, you may send it at your earliest convenience. Do you see how much longer the formal sentence is compared to the informal one? Formal writing is usually a lot longer than informal writing. It avoids simple sentences and instead uses long, complex sentences. You will also often see words like may, could, or would instead of words like want or can. This is one of the main differences between formal and informal writing. All right, so what are some more examples? For informal, words like he's very cool, he's really great, he's totally hot. These are things you would never say in the workplace, but you might say to your friend. So, if you see very, really, totally, informal English, it's okay to use these in letter writing, but not when you are writing to a client, to your boss, in the workplace, or on the IELTS. If it says a formal letter, don't use these words. What about formal? Strongly. I strongly advise you to clean your room. You'd never write that to anyone, but that's an example of strongly. It gives emphasis, just like really, very, and totally do. So, I strongly agree. We strongly recommend that you send in your order form as soon as possible. You might see the word strongly used in formal writing. Informal writing. You can use these as connectors. So, if you are connecting one idea to another idea, one paragraph to another paragraph, to top it all off, on top of it all. To top it all off, my vacation was ruined because of a blizzard. To top it all off, there was a fly in my salad. To top it all off, the actor in the movie was horrible. On top of it all, these sort of mean like the last thing you say, the last word on something. On top of it all, she was very rude to me. So these are informal expressions to connect ideas. Here we have some formal equivalents. Furthermore, she was rude to me. Furthermore, the actor was terrible. So it's the formal way of saying things. Moreover, and all of these are another way to say and. So don't let these words scare you. It's just another way to say also. And you add another piece of information. Next idea for what's in formal use. TV. What is TV? It's an abbreviation. It's the short form of a word. The full word is television. So what does this mean? Do not use abbreviations in formal writing. You can use TV in informal writing. Don't use abbreviations in formal writing. Next idea, exclamation mark. In informal writing, you can write exclamation mark. It's okay. In formal writing, can you do this? No. So, no exclamation mark. Another difference. In informal writing, you can use the word a lot. I have a lot of friends. I have a lot of hobbies. I have a lot to say to you. I have a lot to teach you. In formal writing, the better thing to use is much or many. Okay, so if you write a letter in your company, much or many is a better idea. They all mean a lot. Finally, in informal writing, non-Latin words are common. Now, why do I say non-Latin? For those of you who speak Spanish, French, or Italian, these are Latin-based languages. For example, intelligente in French, the English word. The English equivalent, intelligent. So you can see that many words in English have a Latin root. Now, these words are usually more formal, so you don't want to use Latin words. You want to use common words, so non-Latin words, or common words. This is in informal writing, but you don't want to use them in formal writing. In formal writing, use Latin-based words. Use uncommon words. That's a characteristic. So I would use the word intelligent instead of smart. Maybe with my friends, I write smart, but here I might use intelligent. All right, that's all for today's lesson. I hope this clears up the key differences between formal and informal writing. Remember, the right style can make all the difference. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more tips. See you next time.